everybody. Gonna give a few minutes, few seconds, whatever, to see how many or if anybody shows up and comes into the live. Otherwise, we'll just roll and replay crew will hold up the back end. So while we're waiting, I have 3 other mystery boxes that are in various states of in transit. One has been in my state for 5 days now and has not moved. There's been no updates. I actually checked the app right before I went live. No updates on any 3 of them. One of them is in Washington. The other 2 are clearing customs at LAX down in California. So hopefully we get some more mystery boxes coming soon. This particular mystery box is from Canada. So another creator and I had talked multiple times about doing a cross-border shopping excursion. And because of the time difference and, life stuff, we were struggling to coordinate and schedule a time for us both to be live at the same time. So I suggested, hey, how about if I just send you some money and you can go shopping and I'll do a blind unboxing on my channel. So that's what we actually agreed to do. So I sent $100 up to Muzz, and she went on Black Friday and went shopping at one of her local stores that she has taken us on a tour with. And she bought me some goodies. I have no idea what's in the box. Well, I've got a couple ideas because she struggled to not show me some stuff as much as I struggled to not open and peek into this box last night. I got the notification from my post office yesterday morning at 6:22, letting me know that this box was finally out for delivery after taking a tour all over my state. And so 6:22 in the morning, I'm like, yes. And I waited and I waited and I waited and I waited and I waited, kept checking out the window, kept checking the app, checking USPS, and nothing. 9:15 last night, I finally get the email, or not the email, the text message saying, hey, guess what? Your box was delivered at your front porch. Like, gee, thank you. It's about time. Of course, now, I'm on the West Coast and everybody else is 3 hours ahead of me. So I'm like, great. Now I got to wait all night long to do this live stream. And it's been driving me bonkers. So this box, it is 9 inches by 13 by 6 this way. So it's a fairly decent sized box. I did cut this open before the live. Let me tell you, this was a weird box. I couldn't figure out how to get it open. I'm like, I still don't exactly know where the original opening was. I just cut the flap off. I just cut the end off because I'm like, I can't figure it out. I'm like, whatever. It's a box. It's going to go into my burn barrel. So I don't care if I destroy the box trying to get it open. As we were talking, she was like, are you going to give me, do I get any direction? And so the only thing I told her was that my next journals are a 60s flower power and a mermaid journal. I said, other than that, I said, just remember, everything's a craft supply until proven otherwise. And think outside the box. So I'm going to move this down into my lap for 2 purposes. That makes it easy for me to get to, but it also keeps the addresses out of sight. But let's open up and see what's in there. I'm going to move my camera just a smidge so I get a little bit more of the table. now that the box is moved. All right. I don't know if you can. I'm so excited. All right. So clearly some papers. Let's check this out first since it was the first thing that jumped out into my face. Fun 12 by 12 scrapbook paper. That's pretty. Although you probably can't see on the camera, but it almost looks like there's little faces in there. Could just be my brain interpreting it that way. In reality, it's probably my brain interpreting it that way. So there's this style, and this style scrapbook paper. It's like three of each kind. I'm going to put those over to my right and upside down. Let them uncurl so that way I can safely store them. Welcome to my bush watchers. Come on in and have some chats with me if you feel comfortable to do so. If not, thanks for stopping by and thanks for watching. Ooh, fabric swatches. Let's see. These are 18 by 21. I'm trying to think what I need for my standard covers. 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, like 18 by 11. So yeah, these will be plenty. I love, oh, look at the tie-dye. My mother-in-law does tie-dye herself. So it's kind of pretty. And then some that looks like little mermaid scales. I think I might have some of this over in, I've got one of my cubbies over there has been gathering all of my mermaid stuff. So every time I buy something that goes toward the mermaid journal, I just stuff it into that cubby so all my stuff stays together. I may have some of this. I'm not super sure. Fun fabrics. I love that pink. Glitter cardstock. And it looks like it kind of separated in either when she was stuffing it in the box or during transport. Not sure which. But it is, does it give us a GSM on here? Let's see. I don't see a GSM, which is the thickness of the cardstock. I don't know what all those numbers mean anyway, to be perfectly honest. But there are 36 sheets, different colors. So there's red, pink, purple, tan. I guess that's tan. Green, dark green, light green, kind of a periwinkle blue, teal, or an aqua, gold. So there's probably 4 of each color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's interesting. If there's 5 of each color, how does that equate to 36 sheets? So something. Or there's just, okay. Looks like there's an extra red. 1, 2, 3, 4, because there's 4 of everything else. So 4 sheets, 9 different colors. Those are going to be fun to do like die cutting with, of like coral and stuff that's going to go into my mermaid journal. Peace signs for my 60s journal. This is one of the items she could not resist showing me. She's like, I just have to. I have to. So there's two different things in here. So there's this is elastic, but let me find the end of it here. There we are. Rainbow, sparkles. Sorry, and you're probably hearing my vacuum cleaner going in the background. And then there was this one. She's like, does that scream mermaid or does that scream mermaid? It's very pretty. Now, I don't know that I've seen anything like this. Broke the rule just for me. Oh, I love it. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. And don't forget, you do have a wrench. So if any trolls come in, just bounce them right on out. But yes, this is so fun. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Oh my gosh, there's so many goodies in here. And it's so sparkly. Everything's all sparkly. Glitter pom-poms. I'm going to turn my mouse off. Otherwise, I'm going to like bump something and like turn something off or disconnect something. Sparkly pom-poms. Look at sparkle glitter. Oh, sparkle glitter. That makes absolutely no sense. Sparkled ribbon. Oh, there's 4 of them in here, so I'm digging. I love that these are also in like 60s colors. Hi, Miss Mona. What, Mona? So yeah, it's like, whoo, those are gonna be fun. I know we're definitely gonna have to do this on, on the regular. This is fun. What other kind of stores you got up there? Yeah. Show Mona the fabric? Sure. Let me reach back behind me. So there is blue tie-dye. Oh, we'll just open it up. It's a good thing I emptied my garbage can. I have a place for all the labels and stuff. So there's blue tie-dye. I love this pink too. Pink tie-dye. And then scales, mermaid scales. Love it. And the fancy sequins. Sparkle, sparkle. And then this one. Okay. Let's see. Glitter confetti. Who knew there was such a thing? Hi, Kitty. How are you? Oh, and they're glass vials, too. This part goes in the garbage. This part goes in my little stash down there because I can use that to make tags. So are these like... So I can, clearly those are glitter. Those look like flakes of something. Oh, they're sealed. I'm not going to try to get them open because I'll probably like fling them somewhere. These are fun. And then there's these two that are like flakes of stuff. And then silver and gold glitter. Like an early Christmas. A chalk pen. Do you suppose it writes in orange? Ooh, it does. It goes with something. The pen does or the glitter does? Yes, silver and gold, silver and gold. Yeah, these are cool. And you know, once the product is gone, to figure out what to do with them. If nothing else, I'll give them to my daughter for her little witchy stuff. Oh, there's more pens. Oh, I see the tops of them. So green, pink, orange. Okay. I'm just scanning. That looks like the 3 of the pens. Ooh, I've never used these before, so this will be fun. Yes, Mona, craft. It keeps us sane until we like spend money that we don't have and overdraw our checking accounts. I haven't done that recently. So yeah, I've never used these. So this will be a learning experience. Ooh, and more pens. Oh, gel pens. Like little jelly rolls. Oh, kitty, you know. These are cool. I like the container. Glitter gel pens. Ooh, more sparkly sequins. These will be fun to make shaker cards with. God, I can't believe how cheap your stuff is up there. That's crazy. The color coordination was an acid dream. Pen stationery. Yeah. More glitters. So blue, dark blue, light blue / aqua, and then pink. Mona, Kitty kind of got the brunt of my frustration yesterday because I was like, oh my God. I was like a kid at Christmas. I'm like staring out my window, like, where is my mail truck? Where is my mail truck? Where is my mail? I was so mad. And I didn't even deliver until 9:15 last night. It was crazy. Ink pads. Yay! my husband already looks at mine and goes, "Why do you have so many colors? How many do you actually use?" And I'm like, on the advice of counsel, I decline to answer that question. But I am trying to force myself to use more of my colors, because I do tend to stick with like the same ones over and over. And I'm like, hey, dingbat, you bought all those colors for a reason. You should probably use them. Okay, so these are Forever in Time stamp ink pads. Blue, black, and red. I was definitely not waiting patiently. I know, and I literally was in my kitchen and I was making myself a cup of coffee. And of course, my dogs were inside by then, so there was no like warning or anything. I'm standing in my kitchen, and I'm like, huh. I was really pissed because it was like 9:15 and they said it would be delivered by 9, which I think is, even by 9 p.m. is ridiculous. But I was like, great. And so I go on the app to see, what they said, or is it going to be out for, whatever. And I go and look at the app and it says delivered to your front porch 9:15. And I'm like, what? But of course, by then it was like, couldn't really do anything last night. So I was pissed. Because then the box sat here and tormented me all night long. Smorgasbord store. I've been trying to figure out how to describe that store to people, and I'm like, Home Depot, Walmart, and Hobby Lobby had a threesome, and somebody, and they had a baby. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. Yeah. Sounds like a really cool store. Little chalkboards to go with the chalkboard pens. Was that your thinking there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ta-da! Got my little spam caller calling again. They don't seem to get the hint about not calling me. So they're just going to sit and listen to me talk till they decide to hang up. Like now. Thank you. I've done so many snotty things to them. I've even put my 5-year-old granddaughter on the phone with them when they call, because they refuse. They will not take me off their call list. And I'm like, at this point, it's almost harassment, and I'm about to just report them to the Better Business Bureau because they're irritating the living daylights out of me. So okay, make sure there's no more hiding in there before I say 2 little tassels. And then I'm not sure what these are called. I would call them like, they go on, on the Greeks' heads back in the olden days. Very fun. I can't believe you color coordinated all this, though. I'd be like, color coordinating is like my worst nightmare. I love the tassels too. I know, I see the 4 little candies down there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what were these again? Maple something? I love they're even a shape of a maple leaf. Right, and like I said, I mean, I've yelled at them, I've blown my horn at them, I've blasted my stereo in their ears. My daughter has done the old, whatever meat market, you shoot them, you kill them, we grill them. And they just keep calling. They call me like 3 times a day. Olive branches. I'm like, okay. Maple candies. I will try those later. I just got done with a cough drop, so I don't think that would taste very well. Oh, these are fun. These are going to be awesome in my mermaid journal. They are, let's see if I can get one separated. I'm going to have to find a container for these. I think, I might have a prescription bottle. Ugh. So these are like little, whoop. Let me get under, figure out which way to go. There we go. Little stars. They're made out of the same, feels like the same stuff that sequins are made out of. Yeah, I'm going to have to figure. Shoot. And I just threw my last medicine, the last one I emptied, my medicine bottle. I just tossed it in my burn barrel. I'll have to store them until my next one runs out. Hold on, I gotta scroll up. Looks like I missed some comments. Woo! Where are you going? Yeah, miniature things. I try to annoy him. I got to figure out where I was at because it I went to scroll up and it went like way up. But yeah, as I said, at this point, I'm feeling like, I mean, it's bordering very, very closely on harassment. So I'm about to just report him to the Better Business Bureau, and maybe that'll get him off my back. $10 a day. Kitty, that's kind of a hard question to answer because what I've done up until this point, with the exception of one person, is just pay for any extra supplies. Like if you wanted it themed, and I had to go find a digital kit, whatever that digital kit would cost me, which is usually only a couple bucks, plus the shipping. And I ship in flat rate box, so it's $17.40 for shipping. The most anybody, with the exception of one person, the most anybody had ever paid to get journals was $35. One person was like, that's not enough. And they chose to set their own price. And I'm like, I'm not going to argue with you. If that's what you feel comfortable paying, then I'm not going to argue with you. Yeah, and it's like something like mortgage, something or other, and I'm like, no, leave me alone. Mona, it's a company called HBW Leads. They've been calling me for probably coming up on 6 months now. Yeah. I'm sure it's just you walk into a place and they give you a number, a sheet number, and just call, if they don't answer, go to the next one. If they don't answer, go to the next one. But I'm like, at some point they've got to figure out that it's 2020. almost 2024. You can figure out how to make, you know, exceptions and take people off those lists. Yeah, I called it back one day, and I don't remember exactly for sure, but it has something to do with a mortgage, but it's like they're trying to get me to give them names of people that might be interested in getting a mortgage or something. And I'm like, leave me alone. Yeah, they don't follow. They don't listen. They're not following through. So these are like little pom-poms and in like super tie-dye colors. Again, I'm gonna have to figure out where to, because once I open those, they're gonna want to go everywhere. So I see container shopping in my future. That's what I see. Can't help us do your job. Oh, feathers. Whoop, whoop. Ironically enough, I already have a place for feathers. I have a container of feathers already going. Ombre stack pack 6x6. Six by six paper pack. Oh, I'm glad I have people to talk to. Oh, those are so pretty. I love that one. Fun colors. Oh my gosh. I didn't even look. And they are one-sided. I'm like, are they one-sided or double? I definitely need to shop at those stores more often. We need to do this on the regular. Oh, you got me gold and silver leaf. Yay. That'll be fun to play with. You can figure out which one of my adhesives. Because I have, you know, I have wet glue. I have glue stick. I have silicone glue. And I have a gel glue. I got all kinds of glue up here. All the pens and markers. Okay, back to the box. These were some other items that she couldn't resist showing me. And I messaged her this morning and I'm like, oh, my live is scheduled for 9 o'clock. Can I really wait that long? She's like, yeah. Says the person that was like, please, can I show you? I want to show you just something, just one. Oh, and let me show you this too. So you get a glare, but it's also very sparkly. Let's see. Let's pull them out a little bit. There we go. Woo. There was a lot you didn't show me. Indeed. And that's what you kept saying. Don't worry. Don't worry. There's a ton more in there. Draw a trace on the sheet. Cut out shapes. Set to the iron. Oh, okay, so it's an iron on. Oh, it says right there. Iron on. I wonder if my Cricut will cut this. Again, very sparkly. Matches the letters. Stray hair, sorry. Ooh, like holographic butterfly stickers. Ooh. Trying to keep the glare off you guys, sorry. Those are really fun. Yeah, when I popped into your IG that time, I saw these and I'm like, arch! And that was what I'm like, oh crap, I think she's showing my stuff. I'm out. Yes, it is perfect. I love butterflies too, Kitty. It's kind of like one of my staple butterflies and roses, which is really weird because I'm not a girly girl. And but I'm always drawn to them. And it's funny because my husband he had made a comment a while back that he finds it really weird that even though I'm not musically inclined, I've also always been drawn to sheet music. And then it dawned on me like a couple months ago, I was looking for something to like hold all of my medications into one spot so that, I could travel with them. And I was like, you know what? I have a bag up in the closet and I pull it out and it's sheet music and roses. And I'm like, and I've had that bag since I was in high school. I'm like, it's really weird. Any winged creature, angels, butterflies. I don't ever see the titles though. And daisies. Oh, that's cool. And it's really weird because it's like I'm really drawn to Oriental writing as well. So, well, that explains why somebody decided they did jump in there because she thought you were mad at me because you titled it to stay out. That makes sense now. Oh, daisy tattoo on your ankle. I need more ink therapy. These are fun. These are like paper flowers. Black, dark gray, light gray, and white. Well, I don't because I usually go in from like I'll get the notification that you're live and I'll just click on that and it jumps me right in. So all right. So I'm gonna share. Flower child, little interpretation. So as I'm talking to Muzz on the phone, she's like, oh my God, please tell me you have an acrylic block. And I'm like, yeah, I got quite a few different sizes. And she's like, okay, because I just read the back of something that said you're going to need an acrylic block. I'm like, she bought me stamps. So I hate the glare though. So it says totally cool. Girlfriends, best friends, you rock, you go girl, friends forever. Awesome. And then there's flowers, petals, hearts, flower, heart. Kind of different shapes. What things are these? Oh, these are perfect. And again, these are going into my stash underneath. So these are called silicone stamps versus actually have one on my desk still. So these are like red rubber stamps or wood mounted stamps, wood block stamps. These are a pain in the ass to store because they're big and chunky. Pretty much every one that I have like this, I have unmounted them and stored these little red rubber pieces. And I use a glue stick and my acrylic block to do the stamping because I hate these blocks. I haven't unmounted this one. That's why it's still sitting on my desk staring at me, going, hey, you might want to get that done so you can put it away and get it off the desk. But with these silicone ones, you use these little acrylic blocks. This one's got lines on it. So like if you're using something that's got a word, you line it up like this with the line. Like so. And then you line the line up with something on your paper so that way your stuff is straight. I'll just grab an ink. Oh, okay, I guess we'll do brush corduroy since that's whose lid fell off. So the acrylic block just gives you something to hold on to. Now I'm looking for paper. So then you know, if there was a line here, you would line this up so that way your image goes on straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boop. Me happy. And that's what's called a first generation, second generation stamp. You know, or you can just do and clean off. So this one's definitely more in the flower power field. Cute stuff with the mushroom. Be happy, lucky, hip chick, love and peace, tree hugger. I love it. You know, and it's funny because when I started doing the 70s book that I'm working on right now, I asked my husband, I'm like, would it be wrong of me to use, because one of my prompts is magical. And I'm like, would it be wrong of me to like decorate and put like magical mushrooms in the journal? And he's like, well, wrong? No. That's funny. You like the tree hugger one? Mona, what do you know what brand ink you have? Well, if you're pretty sure that it's like run out of ink, like it's too dry, I mean, if you're at the point where you're going to have to replace it eventually anyway, just spritz it with some water. You know, that's all I do. I mean, these are the expensive ones that are here in the US. The Ranger Tim Holtz Distress Inks and Distress Oxides. They're among some of the more expensive ones. But when I get to the point where I'm having to like mash my dauber in there to get some ink on it, I'm like, I'm already, you know, it's already low. So I'm just going to spritz it with some water, reactivate what ink is there. And, you know, when it stops working, and then I'll replace it. Yeah, special magical mushrooms. I mean, 70s. People were still like fairly heavy into the magical mushrooms in the 70s, more so in the 60s. And I definitely will be adding some shrooms into my 60s journal because it's definitely appropriate for the 60s. Maybe some green leaf if I can find. I'm sure I could find a digital kit on Etsy of it. Almost guarantee it, unless it's a policy violation for them. But stamps or something, I don't know. And then these are like little border prints. Excuse me. So these would go like, this is the journal I've been working on. If you haven't seen my videos, so you would stamp and go like that, across the top of a page, across the bottom. You could do up the side, do it on tags, whatever. But I love that it's 5.5, so it's perfect size for my journals. I know I got to start working on figuring out what I'm going to do for the cover of this one. Ugh. My little chunky monkey. I was gluing stuff this morning, trying to keep my mind off that box. And last night, trying to keep my mind off that box. It's tormenting me all night. For my journals, is that what you're talking about, Muzz? Well, Sam and I have some plans for that. We were going to start a joint YouTube channel for the purpose of selling our stuff. My journals, her crochet stuff. Right. And I have, so I've got those cubbies, the 9-hole cubbies that, the cheap storage stuff, 11 by 11 squares. I've got 3 11 by 11 squares completely full of journals that I've made that they're not decorated for anything specific. Most of them don't even have like pockets and stuff in them yet. They're just they're what I call naked journals. And I do try to make them unique. Everyone, well, they're handmade, so they're going to be different every time I make them, even if I use the same stuff. But every person that I've made one for, I've had a private conversation with them. What kind of stuff would you like in it? What, like I did one for Vixie, and she wanted woodland creatures. Sly wanted hers to be a dark journal. Dee wanted white angels and something to commemorate her son. One was very musical. I'm trying to think. Sophie's was purple and witchy. But yeah, I mean, it's not just a grab off the shelf and here you go. But yeah, this one is actually what's called an altered book. So you don't disassemble a book. You don't create the pages and bind them yourself. You actually create pockets with the pages that are in there by tearing stuff out and then folding them in however you want them. And then you decorate So this was a book that was probably 200 pages, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 pages decorated. So the authored books are I started this one a couple years ago, tore all the pages out, had my pockets all folded, and then it just sat on the shelf and did nothing. And then one of the people that I watch on a fairly regular basis, she was like, I haven't done one of these in a while. And it kind of inspired me to pull mine out and actually work on it. And I'm like, I don't know what the hang up was, because this is actually really fun. Hey, Snurk, I didn't see you come in. Well, I hope you're subscribed now. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, Muzz. And I've also been kind of like trying to brainstorm, like, once I get my hours and I can monetize and do memberships, like what would I offer? And it's funny because I'm not exactly sure what to call her. She does tarot cards and, spirit guide readings and stuff. And for several weeks in a row, I was like, are you sure that you're picking up on my energy? Because it was like everything she was saying seemed to fit my daughter versus me. And she goes, well, that's entirely possible. But then after things kind of settled down with Sam, suddenly it definitely seemed to like shift to 180, because then the messages that were coming up that she was coming back with were, now is the time for you to, act upon your dream. A new career change is in your future. And I'm like, well, yeah, that happened without, I didn't have a choice in that matter. But it's like, it was a lot about, not being afraid to move forward and chasing your dreams and making a new career for yourself. And I'm like, oh, shush it. Yeah, I get it. And in one of my groups, they're wanting to start a journal exchange, and for people to partner up and swap a journal. And I'm like, I don't actually enjoy journaling. I don't write in them. I've got one of my own, and it's never, I don't do anything with them. But yeah, I'm like, I don't think that's a good a good one for me to participate in, because I would feel really bad getting a journal from somebody and then never using it. I can't wait to try these candies. They still taste like lemon cough drop, though. I can't wait to get in here and have a play. This is going to be so fun. And I'm like trying to get everything back on camera now. Back on screen. As I knock stuff over. And then glitter ribbons. And glitter stretchies. Fabrics. Glitter paper. And 12 by 12 scrapbook paper. I know. So much stuff to play with. I gotta finish my 70s journal so that I can get started on my next ones. Well, if my other, well, not if, when my other 3 boxes arrive, I will definitely be doing those live as well. Once I get through Christmas, I can get back on the track of spending money I do have versus money that I don't. For my other mystery boxes, but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them right here in my craft room already, full of stuff that I've got to figure out how to get rid of. Which again, that was kind of what Sam and I were talking about, was like making like almost like a store to also sell the stuff that comes in these mystery boxes. It's a whole different kind of craft-a-luncheon, but this one makes me happy. I'm like trying to stack stuff up and it's like, it just keeps sliding. Hey, Queen of O'Hara, long time no see. You definitely glitter overloaded me. For sure. I love these. This is going to be cool. Fun, fun, fun. And I got to figure out where I'm going to put it all. Because quite literally, the only thing I currently actually already have storage space for is the inks, which are right up here to my left. I've got 2 cabinets full of ink. So those will go up on one of those shelves. The ribbon, all of my ribbon has its own drawer behind me. The feathers have a container off to my left. My stamps are in a drawer behind me. Yeah. Everything else needs to find a new home. Obsessed with tiny things. And I did sub to, what was it? Nerdy Crafter. I subbed to her this morning and I'm like, oh, she's kind of silly. And the little mini verse stuff that she does is like, my daughter is obsessed with mini brands. What food is what? Yeah, the Nerdy Crafter. The looks that she made, I'm just like scrolling through her thumbnails. I'm like, look, the looks that she has on her face. I'm like, oh my gosh. I've started to kind of catch one of her videos earlier, and then ADHD kicked in. I got distracted, and then Mike, between the ADHD brain and the menopause brain, I'm lucky I remember my own name most days. And I know where I'm going to put these. I have a little container off to my right, and I'm scanning. I'm like, yep, I do have an empty one up there. It'll go up on my button shelf. These are going to go into a medicine bottle when I empty my next one. These are going to stay in their lovely container because they're contained. Okay, candy going in. Mm. Those are really good. Oh my gosh, Muzz, that's funny. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. And I have to do pure maple here, like on when I do pancakes and stuff, because I can't do the high fructose corn syrup. It's not friends with my tummy at all. Really not good for the diabetes either. But um, yeah, I've kind of like got spoiled with the organic syrups, and they're, you know, pure organics. And now my husband's like, your syrup's better than mine. I'm like, but mine is more expensive than yours. So, but Katie, I'm there with you too. Um, Anything liquid, I'm usually fine with, unless it's dairy. Um, and anything like in smoothie type form, I'm okay with usually. Um, but as soon as I eat something solid, my gut goes badonkers. We can't figure out, it's something my body just doesn't digest solid food. And so every time I eat, I get yucky. But there are definitely are some things that are major triggers for stuff. Dairy being one, and you know, high fructose corn syrup. Blueberries is another big one. Pineapple. Same. And all my tests come back normal. It's like they tell me it's not a food allergy, it's not a food sensitivity. All those tests come back normal. So it's something with my actual digestive system or my colon or something. But yeah, dairy and we ain't not friends. You almost feel international. I love it. I, there's so many things. I just like want to play, and I don't know what to play with. Definitely have an idea for those. So I don't want to play with those yet. Right, Kitty? It's kind of me too. It's like, you know, I'm done. I'm done trying to figure it out. This is just my life. So, you know, I actually lost my ability to tolerate dairy when I was pregnant with my daughter, and it never came back. Yeah, I've tried the lactate pills, I've tried the lactate milk. My kids grew up. My oldest is also lactose intolerant, and he grew up on the lactate milk. I would actually turn my camera on me if I'd actually brushed my hair this morning. I'm still sitting here in my PJs. Got my hair up in my messy hair up in a messy bun. I'm total farm hair, don't care, you know. So, Kitty, being where you are, I don't know. Do they carry Tillamook products out there? Tillamook. It's from Oregon. It's total farm hair, don't care. The only difference between this farm hair and the old farm hair is that I don't have hay in this one anymore. Tillamook. It's from Tillamook, Oregon. I don't know how far east they ship. But if you do, or anybody else that is has issues with dairy, if they have access to that, they may have an easier time with it, because they actually put lactase in their milk so that it's more tolerable for those of us that can't do dairy. But they don't do milk. All of their milk goes to their products, but they have ice cream, cheese, butter, sour cream. I'm trying to think. Those are the 4 we have in our house. But yeah, we stick with their products as much as we can. That's whoop. Tillamook. There. Well, where did it go? I typed it, but I don't know where it went. There we go. Tillamook. Snark, are you West Coast? Wow. But you know about Tillamook products, huh? That's interesting. Yeah, and the only reason I know that was because I noticed a long time ago that I didn't have the issues with their products that I do with others. And so I called and asked, and I'm like, hey, have you guys ever heard, people talk about this? And they're like, well, yeah. And they said they were getting complaints all the time that people wanted to be able to, consume their products. And so they made the proactive step to make it more friendly. Oh, and cream cheese. Thank you. I'm like, what else is there? I'm like thinking, what's in my refrigerator right now? Cheese, milk, butter, or not milk, cheese, ice cream. But that's why they don't sell milk, because all of the milk that they get goes into making all of the other products. And if you ever make it out this way, they actually do tours of the cheese factory, and you get to like taste all the cheese and yeah. Oh, they sell it at your Kroger's. Muzz is on it. Muzz is on it. The Kerrygold brand, at least in the butters and the cheese, also tends to be a little more friendly to the to the lactose intolerant gut. But of course, they are, on the higher end of stuff. God, I haven't been to the Tillamook factory in a long, long, long time. My kids were little last time we were there. Well, you know what? I mean, when the whole food delivery stuff first came about, I was like, I kind of saw it as that way, that, it was being lazy. But I'm like, why not take advantage of what is available to us, nowadays? It's like, why not? I mean, they're there for a reason. So, why not use them? Yeah, the only thing right now that I get delivered, because most places don't deliver where I'm at, like Instacart, Uber Eats, none of them deliver out where I'm at. We're too far outside city limits. Um, but doing the imperfect foods, having that delivered to my house every Friday has been awesome. But I had to cancel it for this. Well, I didn't have to cancel it for this week. I did cancel it for this week. Because I'm overflowing with food and I would have had nowhere to put it anyway. But the rest of the stuff that I still will like do a cart order for pickup, curbside pickup. Because again, we're outside city limits. So, to do the Walmart delivery, I have to pay the membership fee, and then I have to pay extra for mileage because I'm outside their normal delivery. I'm like, no, I'll just drive into town and do curbside. Hey Sam, how are you? It was funny when I first saw hi Sam, I was thinking it was my kid Sam. I was like, wait, what? You telling on yourself. I know, and you're gonna catch a whole bunch of crap. I'm sure it'll be, people on Reddit are gonna have a field day with the fact that you're, but whatever. They can kick rocks. It does feel weird to be live though, because it's been, it's been a long time. It's been a while, in the last couple lives I've done, hardly, it's been in competition with other stuff. So it was usually just me and my kid. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Especially a chat that involves her. It's like, I'm glad she stepped out and broke her rule, because I was bummed out that she wasn't going to be here to watch me open it all. I'm not here. The interesting thing about the maple sugar candy that I'm noticing is that um it's long lasting. Like a lot of hard candies, it just like whoop and then it's gone. Okay, be nice in the chat. Even to you. Yeah. 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 I agree. I know you want to go outside, Lily, but it's raining buckets. I know. My dogs hate being inside during the day. And it's like, it has been raining for like 3 days. And I'm like, they would much rather be outside. And I'm like, no, because then you get outside and you smell like nasty, smelly, wet dogs. Huh. Huh. She's like, wait, I'm in your craft room. And you're not kicking me out? They're not allowed in my craft room normally because they like to get into the garbage. Even when there's nothing, no food or nothing in there, and I'll come in and like the entire garbage can is knocked over and stuff is spread all, and I'm like, oh. Really? Lactose free and has more protein. That is really cool. I'll go look at the name. Hold on, let me go look at my fridge. I will say the best milk I've ever had in my life came from Australia. When we lived on Guam, all the milk was imported, and because there was no cows on the island. So, well, milk wasn't the only thing imported, but the milk came in from Australia, and oh my goodness gracious, that was like the best milk ever. Oh, did we give Kitty a rabbit hole? A2. I wonder if we have that around here. I don't think I've ever heard of it. And I mean, obviously, I've not looked for it, so I've not seen it, but I got a little tab open so I can check and see if A2 milk is available around me. Write it down. Write it down. I'll definitely have to look because, like, stuff like macaroni and cheese, fettuccine alfredo, um, stuff like that is kind of a staple in my house. And not only do I have a wheat intolerance, but I also have a lactose intolerance. So when those are on the dinner plate, I don't usually feel well later that night. So if I could mediate some of that with a lactose free milk that doesn't taste gross, um, yay, because I have yet to find a wheat free pasta that I like. If Tillamook could just increase their milk supply and start supplying milk to the nation, I'd be all set. But it's a crazy, crazy, crazy amount of like milk that it takes to make like a little bit of product. Yes, I can eat rice. I don't remember how much. I just remember being in utter shock when I read it on the wall when we took the Tillamook tour. I was like, holy moly, that's a lot of milk to make a pound of cheese. Purity dairies? So I always wondered, like, for like seasonal allergies and stuff, how they say um, to eat local honey to help with your allergies because the bees feed off of the local pollens. I always wonder if you get milk from a dairy within your own community, does the body respond differently to like mass produced? I don't know. I always wondered it. I've never really looked into it, but I mean, it kind of seems like it would make sense. I mean, unless you're a true celiac, and dairy can kill you, or wheat. Sorry, I'm on totally on the wrong thing. A celiac wheat can kill you, but unless you're like truly allergic to dairy, I don't think it would matter. But maybe if you were just intolerant to it, it might. I mean, I don't know if there's got to be truth to it. I get, or they wouldn't be able to say it, right? um, I do get my honey locally, but um, that's out of convenience because the place that I get some of my fresh fruit also makes their own honey. So it's like while I'm there picking peaches or picking apples or picking berries, I'm like, hey, I'll grab a bottle of honey. Um, but the bee pollen that I feed to my dragons is also locally sourced. And it was crazy, and again, high fructose corn syrup, so I have to have pure, the pure honey. Talk amongst yourselves. I gotta go let my dog out. At least one of them. Let's go. Let's go, Lily. Boing, boing, boing. Liz, you want to go outside? Go outside, you just stay inside. Oh, come on, old lady. Oh. Ouch! I stepped on a goat head on my way back. It's funny that all of it, and it kind of makes you wonder why there's so many of us that are lactose intolerant. Yes, a goat head. Dairy doesn't love me either. They're called goat heads in my neck of the woods. I don't know what other places in the world call them, but they're the like tackweeds. That's true, Muzz. I'd rather be stepping on a cat than a goat head because those little buggers hurt. They're like a um okay, aging myself. Remember back in the day with the little metal tacks? You know, and you bounce the ball and whoop, bounce the ball. They're like one of those. But yeah, it's got like the little center. They come off of no, they don't. Never mind. Brain fart. They got like a little center, and then there's all these little spikies and but they came in on our shoes, they come in on our dogs, and they hurt like a bugger. And a lot of times the pokey will break off in your foot, and then you gotta wait for it to get really painful so that you can get it out. It's not fun. Well, let me see if I can, since I'm on Chrome, I'll be able to share screen. Present. So what do you guys call them out where you're at, Kitty? So those are goat heads. Oops. I don't know what I did. There we go. Those are goat heads. Food and treats. Yeah, whoop whoop. Instant karma for the win. Yeah, they definitely don't feel like seashells. They hurt. And like I said, usually one of those little spiky things will break off when you step on them. And then it gets stuck in your foot. And then it gets festered and painful. And you got to wait. You can't just like right as soon as it breaks off, you can't get it out. You have to literally wait until it gets red and swollen and festery so that you can, and I'm telling you, they're bad. They are evil. They are evil. And I'm like, and it's a constant battle. Like I said, they'll come in on dog fur. Mine aren't so bad since they're short hair, but like when my son was here, their dogs are little and they're fuzzy and like their hair drags on the floor. I can't remember what breed they are. Like Lhasa Apso, maybe. But every time they would go outside, they'd come back in and they're dragging them through the house. And I cannot for the life of me get my husband to stop walking through the house with his work boots on. So as he walks to the house, they're breaking loose from the soles of his boots. And then they're there for me to step on with my bare feet. Sure thing. Change the locks. Well, considering he's the main breadwinner in the house right now, I kind of have to keep him around. My monthly income barely pays the mortgage, so. Keep setting my phone down, sorry. Until he takes off the boot. Gotta pay the bills, yeah. You know, there was once upon a time where we had to create like a shower on the front porch. And he had to like strip down outside before he could even come in the house. So, I mean, all things considered, not as bad. I wish my Shark vacuum cleaner was a little better at picking them up, because then I would step on less of them. Oh, thanks, Muzz. Yeah, like I said, once we get through Christmas, then I think we can make this a regular thing. And definitely watch out for sales at that place. You know, and once I recuperate from last month's whoopsie on my in my checking account, I can actually like put money aside and just have it sitting there, so that when they do have a spontaneous sale, it's not like, oh crap, I gotta wait till payday. A safe, fun place. That's why I try. I'm glad that we're not having any problems. That's definitely been refreshing. Oh, Norway. Yeah. I wonder what shipping is like from Norway though. But that would be fun. I wonder what, because I imagine that. Ooh, ooh, that just like ooh made me wiggle in my chair a little bit. That could be really fun, because I bet they have really cool craft stuff over there. Yeah, isn't it that? Yeah, shipping, United States shipping is ridiculous. It makes absolutely no sense. I said, and I'm really frustrated with our USPS right now, because um, literally this package from Muzz went from New York to Ohio. And so here's Washington State. I'm like right here, southeast. Spokane is right here. Spokane is our main hub for postal. It went past Spokane all the way over here by Seattle, came down here to my post office. My post office sent it to Pasco, which is a sorting center. which then sent it to Spokane to the distribution center, who then put it back on a truck back to Pasco, who then put it on a truck back to my post office to be delivered at 9:15 at night. Needless to say, I'm really frustrated. Not to mention my other 3 packages are stuck somewhere. One of them has been in Washington State for almost 5 days. And my last update just says destination forwarding. What the hell is that supposed to mean? And then my other 2 are in customs down in LA. I'm like, can you guys hurry? Where they've been for like 2 days now. I'm like, can y'all like hurry up? Because I want my darn boxes. Well, and yeah, US to Canada is crazy, but even like within the United States, I mean, to box something up and to ship it even to Idaho. Like I went to send a package to my son in Idaho, and if I sent it by weight, it was going to be like $32. And it was a laptop charger. And I'm like, I'll put it in a flat rate priority box for $10. Thank you very much. I'm like, it's stupid. You want to know how random the store is? Yes. I can drop the link if anybody else wants to join me. Whew. What's out for delivery today? I know my thermometers. I had to order new thermometers for my dragon cages. I know those are out for delivery today, but I just got notification something else is out for delivery. What's it gonna be? Oh, it's probably my husband's ugly sweater. Yep. His ugly Christmas sweater and my dragon thermometers. Not one of my boxes. Sorry. Hey, Past, how are you doing? Well, that's why a lot of time, like even like the journals that I make, I always send them in a flat rate priority because it's $17.40 to send it out. But if I send it by weight, it'll cost me like $25. So I'm like, no. I'll send it in a priority. And they're like, but do you need it insured? And I'm like, no, but it's cheaper. I'm like, it's ridiculous that I get a tracking number and I get insurance on it for less money. And I'm like, oh, I'll just stick to the priority boxes. And for those that don't know, the post office actually will give you those boxes for free. They'll ship them to your house. You just go to the USPS website and hit the shop link, and you can pick the boxes that you want. And they don't charge you for them. They'll just deliver them right to your house. Dog beds, blow-up mattresses, diamond paintings. Yeah, I still have to figure out where to move my boom arm so that my camera is behind me to see the diamond painting and or the cross stitching. So I can go back to doing those on stream. And snowsuits. Oh yeah, you guys probably are getting ready to have big snow, right? We had a little tiny bit of snow, and then we've been raining ever since. Well, definitely shower curtain rods. We know about that. So Mona, if you guys have like international flat rate shipping, that might be fun, to do with you like I did with Muzz, and just send you some bucks to go random shopping. I got so many projects in the fire right now. I'm looking around my craft room going, diamond painting, cross stitch, 70s altered book, steampunk clock, miniature dollhouse. Welcome to ADHD. Websites to compare shipping. Oh, gotcha. Downloading. I spent $95 and I shipped out 10 priority mail boxes of those wood mounted stamps. And I'm like, I was like, dang. Um, but I couldn't imagine if I had to do it by weight, it would have been insane. A power wheel. It's funny. I raised all three of my kids and none of them ever had a power wheel. My granddaughter has a battery operated motorcycle, though. There's so many different things in this flyer, Muzz. This is crazy. Doodle art. Yarn. Yeah, I can't start my 60s journal until I get my pictures. It was one of the ladies that I sent stamps to, because I'm in a buy nothing swap group on Facebook, and she has, if I wanted anything in return, and I'm like, no, I'm just destashing us. And besides, these stamps came from the group, and I promised that anything that I wasn't going to use from that haul, I was going to donate back to the group, since that's where I got them. And like $90 for up to 11 pounds. I don't even know what the currency is in Norway. Um, but she kept asking, "Are you sure? Are you sure you don't want anything in return?" And I'm like, "No, I'm fine. I'm destashing, da 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 da." Well, after I sent her the stamp, she asked me again, "Are you sure? You sure I can't send you anything?" And I said, "No, I just look forward to seeing the art you create." Well, and she sent me a ton of her artwork, like in DMs. Sent me a bunch of pictures, and I was like, is it too late for me to ask for something in return? And she's like, no, what? And so I was like, I told her, I go, you've kind of inspired me to do a flower power journal. Would you be willing to draw me some pictures? And so I'm just waiting for those to get here. um, so that I can start my journal. But I'm kind of nervous because it'll be the first time that I've ever used like original artwork in a journal. And I'm thinking that I'll do it with her artwork and then send it back to her without telling her that that's what I'm doing. But I'm like, yeah, I'm waiting for so many different things. Damn you, North America. Yeah. There's so many different things I'm waiting for in the mail. Waiting for my Temu to get here. Not that that's anything exciting. It's all house stuff. Waiting for my Amazon to get here. Nothing excited. Those are coming today. My 3 Amazon boxes that are somewhere in the United States. Who knows? They may end up in Florida before they hit here. At the rate the USPS is going. I think that's it at this point. Dang. That's a lot. That's a lot of money to come out of Norway. That's insane. You know, Sam, I order from Temu all the time. I mean, I could probably go through my room and go, Temu, my craft room anyway. And just my last couple of orders, I started ordering stuff for my house. Sorry, I hope you guys didn't hear that. That was like a very loud tummy rumble. Apparently I'm hungry. Like so I have a Ninja Foodie, but it's only got 1 wire rack, and we struggle with like wanting to do 2 different things in the Foodie all the time, like to be able to do hamburgers and French fries. We only have 1 rack, so it's like that doesn't really work. Or roasted potatoes and bacon. Well, with only 1 rack, it's like it's difficult. So I came across a 3-tiered wire rack that fits in my Ninja Foodie, and I'm like, score. I ordered a silicone mat that goes around the kitchen sink, and then it's silicone on both sides, and then it's got 2 little pockets on each side to put your sponges and stuff in. So right now we have one that goes right down the center of our sink, and it sits right on the center bar, and so there's a pocket on each side, but we're constantly like bumping into it. And I mean, the whole idea is to have your sponges dry out, but then it's right under the faucet, so every time we turn the faucet on, our sponges are getting wet again. So bought that, and a wireless scrubber that extends to like 42 inches on the handle. So and it comes with like 7 different scrubbing heads. So you can scrub the floor, you can scrub your toilet, your shower, all that good fun stuff. So for me, who can't bend over for long periods of time or be on my hands and knees scrubbing floors, it'll help me be able to pick back up some of the housework that my husband's having to do. Sometimes they let you keep it. There have been a couple items that they've made me send back. Clothes, they usually make you send them back. At least that's been my experience. Every item of clothing that I've ever had, got a refund on, they've had me print out a shipping label and I've had to send it back. Um, the fountain, I bought one fountain for my dragons, and it didn't work, and I had to send that one back. But yeah, a lot of times they do. They said just keep it because it's cheaper to keep it than to pay shipping back. Ah, gotcha. My bearded dragons. What exactly are you asking? What are my dragons, or are you just trying to figure out why I'm calling them dragons? Um, See, I have new fidget toys now. I'm sitting here playing with my chalk pens. Yeah, I have a citrus, which is my male. His name is Petrie, and um, Ducky is a zero, so she's all white. They're my dragons. They're my pokey friends. Hopefully, Petrie will put his stress marks and Blackbeard away now that there's not a fan in his enclosure. But he drained his fountain with his tail a few times, and all of his substrate was soaked. So the humidity in his enclosure was insanely high, which makes them very unhappy. Um, so I last 3 days I've had a fan inside his enclosure drying out his substrate. He's just been angry. So hopefully now that the fan's out, he'll chill out. I have videos of my dragons on my channel. I haven't added any. Ugh, haven't added any in a while, but well, Petty, if you've got a PetSmart or a Petco near you, you can they always have dragons there, but don't look to them for good care. They're kind of notorious for not really taking care of them very well. Are they friendly or aloof? You know, I've had minimal experience with other people's dragons. Like my daughter and my granddaughter, there's Mina named him Django. He was a rescue. They My daughter and her ex were, failed fosters all the time. Um, so they had Django as a foster to adopt, and then he never left their house until he had to be put down. Um, but he was like super friendly, and he would run around the house and run free without any problems. Mine do not run around free because I have a dog that would love to have them for a snack. But Ducky loves to be held. I can bring her into my craft room and just set her on the arm of the chair, and she'll just sit there and watch me do stuff. Petrie thinks he likes to be held. Like he'll, surf the wall and, like pet me, pet me. But as soon as I pick him up, he's like back into his cage. Um, but so they're different for sure. And I went into town one day. Went into to mail packages out, and I went to our local market to pick up stuff for dinner, and there was a lady and her son walking through the grocery store with a bearded dragon on their shoulder, and I'm like, oh my god, I could never get away with that. Never get away with that with mine. Yeah, Petrie likes to be pet as long as he's in his cage. He thinks he likes to be held, but he really doesn't. But yeah, Ducky's awesome, and she's my swimmer, so she loves water. Petrie hates water. Very different critters. Yeah, PetSmart, and they're. I mean, yeah. Yeah, they're pretty notorious for they're usually in a wrong kind of enclosure. They've got reptile carpet, which is bacteria ridden. They're not usually eating quality food. Well, I think it was just coincidental because they're named after Petrie and Ducky from Land Before Time. Just so happens she's a swimmer. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm in a couple bearded dragon groups on Facebook, and people are always like, "Oh my god," sending pictures. Look what I saw at this, and I'm like, "Oh," and they've been known to like give them away because they've now um decompensated so bad that they're like near death. And so then they just give them away to somebody, and I'm like, wow. Yeah, it's really frustrating. And there's like an 888 number on the fronts of all their enclosures that, like, animal care is our highest priority. And I'm like, then you should probably learn how to take care of them. Yeah, Land Before Time was my kids' favorite growing up. All three of them loved it. And Ducky was always my favorite. Yep, yep, yep. Yep, yep, yep. Tree stars. My tummy is talking. So is mine, Ducky. My tummy is talking. Go get a fish. Yeah. Sarah and Littlefoot, Ducky and Petrie. I only really liked the first one. The second one, and then they just, went overboard with it. And a fish is a way better idea because, you can just flush it when the 8-year-old doesn't take responsibility for it and it ends up a floater. Can't really do that with a dog. Yeah, that's crazy though. It's like, yeah. Teach people responsibility with another life. I agree, Kitty. There's very few movies that there've been sequels that I like. I like the Lethal Weapon trilogy. Um I like the first two Terminators. Third, eh. Um, I grew up with the Star Wars trilogy. I don't like the prequel ones, the ones that came out, just a couple years ago. Um, but yeah, that's probably about it. Beauty and the Beast Christmas special, huh? I swear, Kitty, you and I are like the same person. We have to be. And my biggest thing about when they do sequels is I don't like when like you're watching the second one and it makes no sense because so much of it is tied to the first one. So if you haven't seen the first one, it makes no sense. You know, I like the sequels to be standalone movies, which is what I think I like about the Lethal Weapon is that, you know, they stand alone. There's hints to previous movies, but they're not dependent on that information to be a good movie. The Mad Max series, I like the first two. I didn't like Beyond Thunderdome. I hated the new one, the remake. That's funny. See, I can never get into the Ocean's 11 ones. I did surprisingly like oh my goodness. I can never I can always picture the cover, which is weird. Um for me with the aphantasia, the fact that I can like describe the cover. But I can never the golden uh oh my gosh, they're like Secret Service. There's a golden ring on the cover. What is the name of that damn series? I do this every time. I'm always like, what the heck? The Kingsman. I liked that series, oddly enough, because I've never really liked Bond. I like watching. Um, mm, my brain is shutting down. Sean Connery, but I don't really like the Bond films. So the first time I watched The Kingsman, I was really really surprised that I liked it, and then it was like, oh, there's more of them. Same, Muzz. I have a hard time sitting through a movie. In fact, there was one I was watching, quote unquote, watching this morning, and I looked up and I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. I rewound the movie back to the last scene that I remembered, And then I had to rewind it again later because I was like, I can't follow this. My brain is like all over the place. I have not seen the new Aladdin, and I think that's just because I can't. I don't want the Robin Williams memory tainted. That makes sense. No, Robin Williams is he's nope. Nope. He will always be Aladdin. Yeah, my husband still likes to go to theaters and stuff, and I'm like, dude, that's the most expensive naps I take because I fall asleep all the time. It was a fairly decent movie that I was watching. It was called Cold Water, and it was about a boys' camp that was run by an ex-military, but it was like not. I mean, like they ended up being shut down. So the kid that got sent there um, snuck out medical files and um, documentation of physical abuse and injury and death of participants in this place. It was a really good movie, as far as I could tell. Having to rewind it a million times, but I agree. Robin Williams. I mean, when he died, it was like that was a big hit. I think it was a big wake up call for Hollywood, to be honest. I think Robin Williams passing away was probably one of the first major reality checks about mental health in Hollywood. But yeah, I can't think of any that I didn't like either. Good Morning Vietnam was a bomb movie. That was so good. What was that movie where he was the doctor and he wore the red with Patch Adams? Is that right? Yeah, that was a good one. Gosh, and all of his voiceover stuff too. I mean, God, his career was so expansive. Mrs. Doubtfire. Woo, the hot flashes. All right, Miss Muzz, we'll talk to you later. I probably should head out. It's been over 2 hours, and um, my my brain is going a little loopy. I think I need to go eat something. I'm guessing that my blood sugar is probably dropping because I'm starting to have issues remembering stuff. So, um, thanks for joining in, and keep an eye out on the community tab, because when the other boxes make some movement and I know they're getting close, I'll let you guys know. And we'll do some more unboxing, and we'll definitely do the Canadian one again. So we'll talk at you guys later, and thanks for tuning in. I'll wave as soon as I find my camera. Bye.